I'm Jacqueline Shattuck, and I'm soon to be your favorite certified financial planner.
I'm feeling good.
My name's Chris Corinthian. I'm a financial literacy expert and financial coach.
Ready for action.
We are a professional powerhouse.
I've got a brand new feeling.
So I handle the numbers.
And I try to see what is their relationship with money.
So we meld the two together to give you the most financial empowerment.
And I'm feeling good.
We are on our way to Morehouse College to meet our very first money mentee.
Let's go, I'm excited.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you're giving me a 12 of excitement.
I'm probably feeling 15.
So William reached out to us, and the team has supplied us with some super top secret information on William.
Okay, I'm feeling the top secret. Let's go.
My name is William Murphy. I'm 21 years old, and I'm a senior philosophy major, economics minor here at Morehouse College.
He recently accepted an offer to work for a major consulting firm in New York City. He's poised to make more money than he or anyone in his family has ever made. You got a new paycheck, a new job, and how is he gonna feel about getting his first big check, and what is he gonna do with that money?
Honestly, I'm hoping to gain financial literacy and learning about how to do the financial planning, understanding the benefits and how to take advantage of them.
There he is, right there.
That's him right there.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, absolutely.
Hey, I'm Jacqueline.
Hi, William, nice to meet you.
Meet you.
Yeah, so this is your spot.
Yeah, this is Morehouse.
The one and only, man. This is awesome. Outside looking in,
Yeah.
I hear so many things about Spike Lee coming here,
Yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. There's so much history here. What do you like most about the school?
It's an amazing place. I think the brotherhood is the best part by far.
Do you mind showing us around campus? Maybe we can see your dorm.
Yeah, absolutely. If
Okay.
you just follow me. Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
My name is Kasia White.
Nice to see you.
Me and William met his junior year. William is a great friend. He really is caring. He has a lot of friends and he's always working to make sure everyone's okay.
My relationship with William is pretty cool. I've known him for 3 years. William's work ethic is through the roof. He's one of the hardest workers I know.
Tell us a little bit about William, the real William.
He's a leader, but he also likes to have fun too, so he has the perfect balance.
It's really important that we understand his spending habits, because a lot of times we just will spend from our accounts and we never actually go back and track it and look at the hard numbers. So it's good to have outside perspectives that can give us a little bit of insight.
Tell us more about that. What does that mean?
Okay, we can go out to a party, we can go out to eat before that, after that,
He pays for everyone's Uber after a party or something like that.
He doesn't mind cutting a check.
Not at all. We really do like to work hard and play hard.
He's really infamous for his kickbacks he does on Fridays, and he has all his friends come.
Sometimes we do go over budget, but hey, we like to have fun.
Smooth as butter.
Oh, so we're starting to see you the BMOC, the big man on campus.
But can you afford to be the big man on campus? It sounds to me like William is pre-spending that check from that new job.
Pleasure to meet you, absolutely. Thank you for sharing all of the insides about William, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is it.
It's actually bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I feel like this is preparing you for New York City, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got the fridge.
Do you cook?
Yeah. I did all this to save money. So started trying to eat inside a little bit. I still don't.
What do you cook? Should we dare look in the
Don't go to the fridge.
Don't look in the
Oh!
fridge. I'm glad that he's sharing with us how he spends his money with food, because that's really key. That can be one of the biggest bills that people have.
Well, this is my dorm.
You're actually very organized.
So, okay, shoes, got the clothes.
Yeah, that's where a lot of my money went this summer. I see those things as investments because they're necessary for me to be in the workplace.
Yeah, how much percentage probably went
You
to
know
our
what?
clothes?
I can't tell you what I spent on money on. How much money I made over the summer, it doesn't equate to this.
It can happen to the best of us. When you have that mental budget and you're trying to guesstimate where the money is going, that's a recipe for disaster.
Either way, I like to see you investing in things that you need and that are gonna help you get to the next level and keep evolving, right?
Yeah.
So I like to see that. This is a guy who is really trying to propel forward economically. You've got Black Wall Street on your wall, you've got golf clubs over here in the corner.
William has shared so much with us about this campus, the history, But it's time for us to learn more about William, because if we can learn more about William's story, then we can help him with that financial plan. I know this transition period into the next phase is a real important part of your life. And in order for us to help you get to that next phase, we really need to understand who William is.
It's definitely been a long, winding path to get here. I was born in Marietta, Georgia. I had a difficult time during high school. My family experienced homelessness. We moved about an hour and a half away from my school, so I had to ride a bus every morning to get there. Because of everything, I struggled in school and I had to quit soccer, which I loved. Despite this, I did achieve a 4.0 my junior and senior year, and that allowed me to go to Morehouse.
Going to Morehouse, go to HBCU, that's it. That's it. I'm excited. Wow.
When certain people go through financial trauma, it usually ends up in two extremes. Either we repeat the same cycles of that financial trauma, or we become extremely successful.
Financial trauma is defined as emotional and psychological distress due to a lack of finances. Tell us about the next step. What's the next phase for you?
I'll be going into consulting in New York.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congrats, yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, I accepted my offer. So there's a lot that comes with that, obviously, like getting a housing in New York, figuring out how I'm gonna finance that. But there are some benefits. Like I do have a salary. My salary is a little over $110,000.
6 figures. I remember I was making $27,000 out of college.
We're not gonna just slide by.
Right, you're like, yeah, you
I'm
know.
coming out making 6 figures.
Yeah, that's huge.
It does put him in the 1% for his age group. However, we have to consider that he's in New York City, which has a really high cost of living, and 60 to 70% of people in his generation live paycheck to paycheck, so that's something we want to monitor closely. Are there any things that you're nervous about, that you may be scared of?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, to begin with, like, I don't know anyone in my family that's making that amount of money. Yeah, that's of course scary to me. The reason for that is kind of multifaceted. First of all, I feel like an obligation to like my family. During the struggles and the times that we experienced, my mom was really my world in a lot of ways. I owe everything to her. She supported me in ways that I could never have asked for. Secondly, New York is incredibly expensive. How am I gonna find something affordable, like somewhere to live? Who's gonna be my roommate in New York?
We're glad that you want to get
Absolutely.
a handle on this, and that's what we're here for, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
So our plan is to create a plan for you so that when you get to New York City, you can handle your finances to the best of your ability. Let's figure out how we can build your financial confidence so that you can feel empowered when it comes to your finances.
I like that financial confidence. I like that.
Good.
Because I want to build, like, maybe not like generational wealth, but some semblance of wealth.
Why not generational wealth?
Well, yeah, if I can. I mean, yeah, you're right. I have to, it's like a mindset thing, so yeah.
Let's go for
I
it.
definitely want to build generational wealth.
Say it one more time, a little bit stronger.
I definitely want to build generational wealth.
Okay, all right, all right.
I love that he came from the bottom of his soul with that, I want to build generational wealth. The things that he's going to need to focus on is really not spending more than he's making. Ready to get this plan going?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay,
I'm
awesome.
ready. You ready?
Let's see you
Let's
soon.
do it. Chris and Jacqueline are really cool. So it's definitely gonna be cool to interact with them more, get into this whole process of like planning out the finances and making sure that I'm in the best position possible after I graduate.
I can make it look easy.
Designing a plan is really about understanding the person's financial personality. So we've got an understanding of his background, his spending habits, and where he wants to go in the future. So now it's time for us to make this killer plan.
Okay. William, let's talk about it.
So we got a lot of information from him. He sent
We
over
did.
his offer letter and he sent over his benefits. $112,000 is his initial salary offering. But I don't think it's gonna be quite as much money at the end of the day that he thinks it will be.
Right, because he's going to New York, right?
New York City.
New York City, more specifically.
One of the things that I want us to focus on is what his actual net payment to him is gonna be. He needs to know exactly how money is gonna work for him, how the taxes are gonna impact him, how housing in New York City is going to impact him.
I'm just going to talk to him about where his mindset and his relationship is with money, because it seems like there's some financial trauma there. And that can be a serious thing moving forward because, you know, if you experience that on any level, then it can keep you from making sound financial decisions, right? I have a few creative things that I think I'm going to work with him on. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. I know William is used to sitting in lectures with professors, so today I want to get him engaged. We're going to talk about the 5 stages of money, and then I want to walk him through the onboarding checklist so he knows exactly what to do from his first day on the job. Oh, hey, William. Lastly, I'm gonna run him through how his budget should work from a high level. Have a seat, get comfortable. As you can see, we've got a couple activities to do today.
Yeah.
So is this your first time meeting with a financial advisor?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely.
How do you feel?
I feel excited.
Let's dive into what we have here. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna go over is the 5 stages of money. When you can look at money big picture, it'll help you to have better control over it. So your job is to look at these and tell me which one of these do you think is the very first stage of money?
I would definitely say make.
Make? Okay,
make,
that's it.
okay.
Go ahead, put that up on the board for us.
Okay,
Number
okay.
1. Boom, nailed it. So that's the first stage.
Okay.
Make money, what you're doing, right? You got a job, 6-figure man coming out of college. Number 2, what do you think is the second stage of money?
Multiply.
Multiply.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, got you.
Nope, not it.
Got you.
Not it.
Okay.
So we've got multiply, we've got give, we have maintain, and we have save.
Save.
Boom, you got it.
Okay,
So
okay.
save is our second stage.
Seeing that save is the next step makes a lot of sense because once you get money, it's hard to make it multiply if you don't have anything left. You're just spending it.
We got 3 stages left. So you're gonna make money, then you're gonna save some of it,
Yeah.
then what are you gonna do with it?
Okay, now it's like between multiply and maintain. Oh, okay,
So
multiply.
that
Okay,
money
cool,
that
cool,
you
cool.
save, you wanna make more of it.
Yeah.
Have your money making babies, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that's number 3.
All right, bet. And I know maintain.
Yep, then you wanna
Next.
keep
what
as
you
much as you
have.
made. And then number 5. This is a really big one, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because you highlighted yesterday that you wanted to meet with your family and be able to
Yeah.
give back to them,
Yeah,
right? I know you
definitely.
give back to the people on campus that you're around, the other students. So this is a big one. So I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure we touched on give, and we understand that that's number 5.
Okay, yeah, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and put it up there.
Definitely.
Perfect. So we got our 5 stages of
Yeah.
money. Even when somebody comes out of college and they're making good money, if you see that they're also spending a lot, then the reality is they're probably not doing a lot in stage 2, which is saving.
Right.
So the reality of them getting through all 5 stages of money comfortably and really being able to give back to their family, their church, other people is going to be very slim because they would be doing these things out of order. Let's move into our next activity. Awesome, you got the job. Now the real work begins on your finances. For any young professional starting a new job, there's 4 categories I want them to focus in on: health coverage, investments, income protection, and work-life balance. So you can take this financial checklist and then you can go back to your benefits and you can make sure that you fully understand everything that you have and that you're being comprehensive in all of it, okay? The comprehensive is really key because none of the pieces of your company benefits or your financial life are gonna work autonomous to the other pieces, right? So you understand that your cash flow works with your taxes, works with your retirement plan, works with your savings, works with your housing, works with your Starbucks budget, right? They all work together. Make sure that you get close with HR and you ask them all the details that you need to know because there may be some other hidden perks and benefits that we didn't talk about today.
Money.
How do you feel about the word budget?
I think, like the most of the world, it's kind of like a constraint.
Yeah.
It's like restrictive, you
Yeah.
have to, almost like a diet.
Yeah, exactly. So I get that a lot. And so I like to call it a cash flow plan.
Okay.
So how is income coming in? Because that's all a budget is, right?
Yeah.
Income that's coming in and then expenses that are going out. You have a base salary of $112,000, correct? Okay. Your taxes in the state of New York, federally, and for that state, they're gonna look like about 30%. So that means of that $112,000 that you're going to get, we're going to set aside that 30% for taxes, all right? Beyond the taxes, we're gonna set aside savings money. So if we were to take your base salary and deduct your taxes out at 30%, that's gonna put you at about $70,000, $69,300. So if you were to put 10% into your profit sharing or 401k, that would be $11,200. If you're looking at your net paycheck every month, After you've made your contribution to your 401k, after you've paid your taxes, you're looking at getting $5,770 a month.
So quick question, on top of the 10% that I'm putting away with the 401k, I would have an additional savings too, right?
I want you to build a savings fund that you feel like is really your fallback. I do want to make sure that your expenses don't spiral out of control because that's very easy to do. So the goal for you is just to make sure that your savings is always jumping with your income. So how do you feel about that?
I feel really good about that.
Next time I see you, I'm gonna quiz you on those expenses, okay?
Okay. Right now, when I'm thinking about the cost of living, that's always been something that I was kind of worried about, especially when I think about how much I'm gonna have to spend on housing. That makes me feel like I have to make a change, especially when I'm getting this advice from people who are literally experts in telling people how to spend their money.
We're pulling up at the surprise spot. You probably have no clue what it is.
I have no clue.
I'm so excited right now because I have a very special surprise for William. One of the things that I'm hoping he's gonna get is that when life is coming at you with all of these challenges and obstacles,
Enjoy yourselves.
you keep your eye on the goal ahead. You talked about you have a passion for soccer, right? Like you love soccer, like on another level, right?
I'm not even gonna lie.
You know, and so I really wanted to take the things that you've been learning and tie it in with something that you have a passion for. I really want William to prioritize his financial responsibilities. Next thing I want William to do is focus on his goals. If he has a solid plan focusing on his goals and he hits those goals, that's just gonna help build his confidence to take it to another level. One soccer ball is gonna stand for your necessities, your survival, okay? Your basic needs.
Yeah.
The second one's gonna stand for long-term investing, like what you're gonna do long-term and how you position yourself now to be prepared for the future. And then the third, which is just as important, is gonna be just enjoying life, right?
Yeah.
It's about meeting your goals, right? Your goals, right? You like that? And so more balls are gonna come out, right?
Yeah.
All these unexpected things are gonna happen, but you wanna make sure that you get the 3 in there. All right, so let's go, man.
I haven't played soccer in a long time. Everybody's watching me, so I'm rusty and I don't wanna, mess up.
Ooh. All right, come on. See, that's life. You just gotta get 3 in, okay? Boom, that's your necessities. Okay, let's get another one. Let's go! Here comes an unexpected expense. You thought you had enough for transportation? Double that.
Not enough for transportation, it's crazy.
You're getting it, let's go.
Oh, it's crazy.
You went for the goal and you didn't hit it the first time, right?
Yeah.
That's what can happen in life.
Yeah.
Like you had the intention, you were going for it, you're like, okay, these are my necessities, these are my basic needs, and you went for it, and what happened?
Miss.
But then what'd you do after?
Hit.
How did you hit? What did you have to do?
Reposition, like,
You had to reposition.
focus up, yeah.
You pivot, you adjust, and that's what life is about. So if you didn't properly budget and you have to make adjustments, you refocus. If you overspend in a certain area, you refocus.
The one thing I took away from this too is like, you have multiple chances. Like, you can do it again.
You did well, man. Let's have a seat. Yeah, man. And a little background about me. When I was in my 20s, like I was getting close to 6 figures with one, with a job, and the day after my son was born, like my supervisor called me. She was like, "Congratulations, Chris, but we gotta let you go." And I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
So I lost my job. My wife wasn't working, and we just had a newborn baby, right? And then 2 months after that, lost everything in an apartment fire. I really want William to understand the importance of having an emergency fund. Even though you get a high-paying job, you got a high salary, you have the high income, things can happen in life. If you're not prepared, it can really set you back a long way. A simple way to understand what an emergency fund is, you take your monthly expenses and then you multiply that for a set number of months. The standard is usually at least 3 to 6 months worth of your monthly expenses. That is an emergency fund. I know one of the things that your friends share with me is that like, you have this habit of like taking care of everybody and spending on people, specifically with money. Like, why do you think you're like that when it comes to your relationships?
I remember in high school, I went through situations where my friends would go out and I didn't have money, I didn't want to say anything. So I think not wanting people like to miss out or to not be able to have a good time because of money.
Because you feel like they were you.
Yeah, I remember high school, I literally had friends like pay for my McDonald's, like, because I wasn't working, I didn't have money.
Do you feel like it's an obligation?
It's like one of the balls, like, you don't know when someone's gonna ask for money. Like, you could have 2 requests for money back to back within the span of a few seconds.
Have you put plans in place for that?
That probably needs to be part of the budget, like a giving part of the budget.
Everybody's rooting for you and everybody knows how financially successful you are. But I just want you to think about the activity today and how if you readjust, right, or reposition, it'll help you moving forward long term, okay?
His story reminds me a lot of what I've gone through. He had to pivot and still find a way to succeed. That's definitely something that's important to me.
William is about to make this big move. So one thing that we want to do is bring New York to Atlanta.
It's so great. My friend allowed us to use this space so that we could mark things with different prices so we can put William to the test to see if he's really gonna allocate his budget the right way. Okay, I think we're set. When William and I combed through his numbers, his take home is gonna be about $5,700 after we deduct taxes and what he's gonna put into his profit sharing plan. So this is what he has to build out his budget from in the apartment. Hey, William, come on in. It's good to see you.
What's going on, sir? I'm good. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good.
Good,
Okay,
good.
yeah,
Well, we're
right.
super excited for you to come. It's your last challenge. What we have today is we've set up this apartment as if it's your apartment in New York City.
Wow.
So we're gonna go around, you see the price tags on everything. We're gonna have you actually create your own budget. There's some things that are gonna be priced that are gonna tell you, hey, this is how much this costs. And then there's some other things that are those variable expenses that you get to decide how much you're gonna spend on those. I gave William my iPad so that he could track down his expenses today. And there is still power in writing your budget and getting it on paper. However, I encourage people to use an automated budgeting tool. Most banks offer an automated budgeting tool, so just log into your online bank and see if you have access to that there. If not, there's always an app. Now that we know his take-home pay, we need to see if he can stick within his budget. We've got to do some calculations here.
Has anybody got a calculator? Yep. Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
First things first, you gotta get in the door. The average apartment price in New York City is about $3,500. However, you told us you had a different plan, right? What's that plan?
Roommates?
Roommates.
Okay,
yeah.
I was about to say.
So maybe your ticket price isn't $3,500, right?
Okay.
What are you thinking it'll be?
I'm hoping like 1,600.
1,600, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's shoot for that. So here's the other price tag that you have to just get in the door. Renter's insurance. So feel free to make your way into the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, so I see groceries $400. Is that normal for one person?
He's still trying to live on that ramen noodle diet.
Okay, utilities, I can see that, $170. Okay.
Money's dwindling down. We're at $3,516.
Life is starting to life here.
Life is definitely lifing.
$100 for grooming, yeah.
We also have clothes.
Oh.
Now we know you're going to want to do a little bit of dating while you're there. So
I anticipate that's gonna be really expensive.
a lot of dates, okay?
Okay.
You know, this is New York.
A lot of ladies.
Yeah, maybe like 2 days a month or 3 days a month.
Sounds like about $500 a month is what you're gonna spend on dating.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Right.
Jeez.
This isn't exciting to you?
That is a nice car.
Okay, all right.
Listen,
And then this
savings. Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay. Should we do that one last or now?
Wow, good.
After everything we The second stage of money is saving money. So that needs to be right up at the top right after you make money.
That's spot on because he needs to be able to put that savings money aside first before he starts deducting all those expenses for his necessities.
Right.
So is this
I
going
didn't
to be a
anticipate-
last thing or a priority?
That's a priority. Let's go for like 1,200.
Finally,
Yes.
we've got giving. William mentioned that he wanted to be intentional with giving, so let's make sure that it is a line item in your budget. Let's see what you have for
Spent a
our
lot
fifth
of money.
stage of money.
Yeah, I spent a lot so far. I definitely want to contribute maybe 200 a month or just have that available.
Okay, so let's add up all of your numbers and see where you came at with your budget. And once we deduct the savings, that leaves us with about $400 left over.
Okay.
What's William gonna do with the 400?
I mean, he could go on a little date, you feel me? He could get some takeout.
Drip down.
Okay.
What do you want to do with that 400?
And then savings.
Added the savings.
Hey,
Okay, all right.
I like where your mind.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go.
Definitely.
All right.
All about making solid choices, okay?
Yes. You're deciding where this journey of your money is going, where your future is going.
10 years from now, I want you to be able to say that you chose the life that you have, not that you settled for what was given to you. You now have a checklist that you can go home with so that you can get through the onboarding process at your new job. You've learned how to budget. You've even got some new life skills with Chris. So we're just super, super proud of you. And we couldn't be more excited to watch you blooming your next stage of your journey.
These last 3 days inspired me in multiple ways, and not just when it comes to money. When it comes to New York, I feel a lot more comfortable with the situation. Thank you so much.
Let's go. Let's go. I think this calls for a celebration.
A celebration.
I think so.
For the adults.
For the adults, you don't get one. Yep.
There's a lot of opportunity here. I think that's what I see. It's like a lot of opportunity, a lot of room for growth.
Just go out there and kill it, man.
Yes, sir.
We went there. Okay, let's go. Let's go, William. Let's go. You didn't even know we had it like this, huh?
This is just the beginning for William. I'm so proud that he made the right decisions with his budgeting choices.
He has a strategy, and I have the highest belief that he's gonna execute it and be very successful.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before.
WABE.